Hello, Nasdaq followers, and welcome to another episode of Nasdaq Spotlight. Joining us today are a series of speakers from the Eureka Client Conference hosted by Sisense, and we're really excited to have here today John Jakovich, Vice President Business Intelligence over at Tessitura Network. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, it's great to be here. It's a lot of fun.
So tell us a little bit about Tessitura. From the understanding that I have, you work with cultural institutions use your analytics to do as much as selling tickets or airline seats. Tell us a little bit about how it works.
Sure, that's right. So the Tessitura Network is a nonprofit software company, and we provide the CRM software to performing arts, museums, and attractions. So if you walk up to the box office, let's say here in New York at Lincoln Center, Carnegie Hall, that person behind the glass is using our software to sell you the ticket. And so we do philanthropy, we do membership, we do box office, we do all of that. We run the performing arts organization.
Great. Now, could you tell me a little bit about how nonprofits use the results, or would it be fair if the tax results are in fewer itemized deductions?
Yeah, certainly. So, I think our philosophy with our software, with the analytics software, is that regardless of what's happening with taxes or itemized deductions right now, we want people to make good data-driven decisions, because today it's itemized deductions, tomorrow it's going to be something else. So we really want to provide the best CRM software with the best analytics so that people can make the best decisions regardless of the business climate.
Now, tell me, who are the winners, who are the losers? Like, will smaller institutions necessarily do worse, and how will the larger ones compare to that?
You know, I think the classic answer, to that is to say something like larger institutions can weather the storm a little bit better maybe, while smaller institutions can be a little bit more nimble. And to some degree, I certainly believe that, but I really truly believe that the key is great management, regardless of the size of the organization. And in order to have great management, I think you need to be managing from data, and you have to have the best analytics package out there in order to do that. And that's what we're delivering to our licensees.
Exactly. So hopefully that can help
Yes.
these nonprofits advance in that way.
Right.
So how are analytics platforms like Sisense becoming a game changer for these institutions?
Oh, there's so many ways. One of the things that I'm most excited about that I think is a true game changer for our clients is the ability to visually navigate your data. So we call that visual data discovery. So that's the ability to really dive into your data and play with the data. Previously in a lot of reporting packages that everybody's familiar with, you get a report, you might look at a piece of paper there, but it's static. Mm-hmm. But with the Sisense platform and what we're able to deliver with analytics, people can really explore their data. They can follow the paths and see where it leads. And I think that that's going to be a huge game changer across all of our licensees.
Great. Mm-hmm. Are there any case studies that you can think of that, institutions that have done really well with your platform?
Certainly. I think one of the most interesting things that's happening in our industry right now is revenue management or dynamic pricing. And so what that is, for instance, when I flew to New York, when I sit down on the plane, I have no expectation that that person next to me paid the same amount for the ticket. Mm-hmm. The airline industry's trained us that way. Right. And now we're doing that with, we're doing dynamic pricing for performing arts and even variable pricing for museums. So that also requires excellent analytics, because you have to know what your sales velocity is, you have to know what's happening with my marketing campaigns, so that you can then raise or lower prices. It can work either way in order to meet demand. It's a great way for organizations to make more money. It's a great way for them to be able to analyze customer behaviors.
Now, talk to me about best practices. Mm-hmm. What are the ones that have been thrown out as a result of cultural institutions adopting analytics-led insights?
I think if we continue to talk a little bit about revenue management, previously there were a lot of strategies for how you pack a house, and many of them oftentimes it led to discounting. We're going to discount. But now with the kind of analytics that we're able to deliver to the Tessitura Network in our software, you can make much finer, much better decisions based on the data you're seeing to do that dynamic pricing. I think another area where we're seeing analytics make a big impact is in philanthropy. A lot of times philanthropy, major gift officers are working off of their gut, and they're very good at it. But now using analytics, we can do more modeling. We can look for what are the best predictors of somebody who might make a large gift. What are those attributes, and how can I find other people in my database that have those attributes? And it's really exciting to see that evolve.
And I can only imagine how much of a game changer that is for nonprofits and philanthropy to be able to match data to these contributions.
It really is, yeah.
John, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Nasdaq Spotlight, and have a great time at the rest of the Eureka conference.
Thank you.
Nasdaq followers, thank you for joining us on another episode of Nasdaq Spotlight. Stay tuned for more programming right here from MarketSite.